So 7 years ago, on May 13th, 2011, my wife and I were in a big parking lot. We were trying to fit in these two big suitcases and a big pink plastic princess kitchen into the back of my Honda CR-V. And we attempted to appear calm and confident as we buckled in an almost 4-year-old girl and her 7-month-old brother into their brand new car seats. And we said goodbye to the foster parents who, at this time, had provided a refuge for 98 medically fragile foster children. And we headed home to be parents for the very first time. And we felt nervous, we were really nervous, but we were ready to be parents. We felt ready for this journey and excited to start a beautiful little family of our own. And we knew that it would be challenging, of course, but we're both mental health therapists, and we thought, we got this. We thought that we had some special knowledge or advantage to adopting kids with a history of trauma. Well, things looked a little bit different than we had imagined. My daughter, who had fallen through the cracks of the system for 4 years, was having about 8 screaming, meltdown, heart-wrenching, kind of out-of-her-body tantrums a day. And my son, who had been severely neglected for the first 4 months of his life, he was barely held, he was barely fed, and he was just really anxious, very anxious. He was hard to nurture, and he was hard to soothe. And I can count on one hand how many times he was able to fall asleep in my arms. So being their mom did not come easy to me. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know these children or what they needed. I didn't know how to soothe them or attach to them. I really didn't know if I could love them the way that they needed me to. And I became so lost in the chaos of what my life was now that I didn't even really realize it, but I was becoming really depressed and angry and resentful, which sent me into a cycle of just creating more of the same, and also creating a lot of guilt and shame. And these kids were already programmed to believe that they could not depend on their caregiver, and here I was reinforcing this belief. There were times that I honestly felt that they would be better off without me. So when I found HCI, I was in a crisis mode. I was in pain and in this constant state of stress. And I was full of doubt about being a parent, about my marriage, about my career. And HCI offered me a lifeline. It gave me the permission that I needed to take care of myself again, to focus on my health and my happiness and my purpose, and not only believe that I could create these changes in my life, but believe that I was worth it. In my experience throughout HCI and learning TCM, it truly was transformational. And I realized that my foundation, my core, my heart were in this trance of unworthiness and fear. And I needed to learn how to let go of these old stories and these old beliefs that were limiting me and really keeping me stuck in this place of suffering. So I could get access to this place inside of me of self-love and compassion and kindness. Because this is the place that I want to parent from. This is the place that I want to be in relationship from. And this is the place that I want to serve my clients from. There's an epidemic of pain and suffering out in the world, and people want more for themselves, but they get stuck and they get scared and they get complacent. And through our programs and services and the work of TCM, we get to help others see that their challenges really are their greatest gifts. And we get to help them and guide them to reconnect with their true selves, and instead of just surviving or existing, they create what they really want to experience in their lives. And we empower them to show up for their children and their families and in their communities in this truly authentic and powerful way. We get to bring our energy and our hope and our own unique experiences and expertise to the table and help them change, if not save lives. It might not always seem like a life or death matter, but for the people that we're helping, it might feel that way. It did for me. And in my work as a therapist and a coach, remembering my story is so important and valuable because my journey through my own healing has made me more powerful in my role as a healer. I wholeheartedly believe that moving out of this place of feeling broken and lost is totally possible. And many of my clients and many of yours are coming to us in some sort of crisis mode. And they're asking for a lifeline. And we can offer it to them and give them that space or that permission to break free from their own trance so that they can start their journey to heal and experience themselves in a whole new way. It's amazing how much has shifted for me since May of 2016 when I said yes to HCI and I said yes to myself. My health, my family, my business would not be where they are now without being a part of this amazing community and showing up and leaning in and making lots of mistakes and being super vulnerable and really creating these beautiful relationships with people who inspire me and challenge me and call me out when I need it. And then I continue to move forward as mindfully as I can that's in alignment with my heart. And as challenging as my journey has been, and it continues to be, I know that this is what gives me the depth and the courage to help other parents who feel lost and overwhelmed. And our children need us to be able to love them unconditionally and model strength and compassion and connect with them on this conscious level. And we cannot do that authentically unless we do the work to access and connect to those parts of ourselves. So obstacles in life are inevitable, but how we move through them is determined by our inner strength and capacity to love and accept ourselves. And if we can offer a safe space for someone to face their fears and find their strength and step up in their family or community, the impact has a ripple effect beyond what we can see. We all have our own unique visions for our businesses, but something we all have in common is that we have a story that inspires our passion to help transform their lives. And you're here to help people transform their lives. And you're here to make an impact in the world, so please don't underestimate the power of your experience. And through your challenges and your vulnerability and your growth, your journey brought you here, and your people are out there waiting for you. They're waiting for you to guide them through theirs. Thank you.